Yeah, it was in 13. The chamber here hosted our national convention.
Okay.
And I thought, gosh, there's so much going on. And at the time I knew Roy. Roy's legendary in our industry, right? And I remember talking to him at a reception that night, just thinking, gosh, I mean, what the body of work this chamber is involved in. And of course, he's brilliant. And I thought, this is just impressive work, right? And so it kind of went in my mind that, okay, this now needs to be a chamber I watch. Because I had always been focused on who are those chambers bigger than us. When I became in love with this career at 22, I was always looking at who are those top leaders I need to ping every now and then and learn from them, and what communities do I really need to be studying. So, it's funny, when I had been in Indiana, Chattanooga had been one, and then once I discovered Oklahoma City, again, for 10 years, Oklahoma City had really been one for me. I also, going back, I can't believe this, 20 years ago, when I graduated from Chamber School, which is hosted by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and I was actually meeting with OU leadership yesterday, and I shared that, gosh, last time I'd been on campus was about 20 plus years ago, and they in the past had hosted this Chamber School, so there were different options in the country where you could go, and it was a winter institute. It ended up being moved, but I spent 4 years, 1 week a year here. And so I had been, in that regard, also in the market. So then fast forward, also again, when I was in Evansville, I had asked former Mayor Mick Cornett to come and speak, and he gave a wonderful fireside chat about maps, as well as about the attempt and strive that we all have around, how do we address the obesity challenge here. And so it was just a real fascinating discussion, which then again elevated my interest. And so I talked to people in Evansville about maps, and it was really something we should study. I had brought that idea to a few folks in Chattanooga as well, that, hey, this is something we really need to study and look at what this city has done. And then, so again, fast forward, when I started receiving pings that, Roy had announced his retirement, I thought, wow, that's far away. I don't know. We're really happy with where we are. But the more, once we were really contacted about the process, we started looking at it and we said, okay. And I think candidly for me, while I've loved every city we've been in and its people, because I really adore people, and I believe cities are comprised of brilliant, wonderful people who want to contribute and give back. Oklahoma City is so special. The Oklahoma standard, you feel it. I felt it as a visitor here when we were, looking at this opportunity, and vice versa, right? We were being considered. And I feel like I've been in search for my match, for what is that match city, and just feel really honored to be here in it, because I think, and it was interesting, someone I know really well in the industry said, Christy, you need to be somewhere without a ceiling, and Oklahoma City is the one city that doesn't have a ceiling in terms of what it can dream, the city of dreamers, right? What it can dream, what it can believe in itself and execute on. I mean, show me another city where residents have invested their own dollars to make a difference in the way Oklahomans have, in such a process that's really integral to who we are. The partnership with the city and the chamber around maps, these citywide campaigns, it is so unique. And, it's such a privilege to be a part of the process here and help learn from. I mean, one of the things I love, Mike, is you surround yourself with brilliant people and you just watch them. You watch them go, and, you try to convene and collaborate and move things. But kind of back to your earlier point, too, about every community is different. So someday when I have time, I want to get back into ballroom dancing. I've done some of it in my past, and I love it. And to me, when you're in a city, it's very much like a beautiful waltz. Like you have to feel your partner. You have to feel the city. You have to follow their steps, right? And the moves of their steps. And so you can't come in, I've had people, Christy, what is your vision for the city? Well, you have to really come in, and I've been on this 90-day listening and learning tour that now, just completing 4 months, we're wrapping up, though it never ends. You never stop listening or learning, ever. Let me be clear. But you have to start moving into a space of action. And so to me, I think it's all about how do we create opportunities to harness the energy and ideas of the brilliant people who are here, whether they've been here since birth or whether they're here by choice, like me, later in life. Some of us, we take the scenic route to get here. And, how do we harness that energy in them and then create our vision and our plan for the future? And I think that's where we sit right now, is this tremendous opportunity. And what I've been hearing in the community, there's so much excitement about the direction and path we're on. But how do we create together a more refined strategy for this next iteration? Mm-hmm.